Top 10 most expensive dresses ever auctioned. How much would you pay for a piece of history? We're not talking about jewels or paintings, but dresses. Not just any dresses. These were worn by queens, Hollywood legends, and fashion icons. Some of them held secrets. Others sparked scandals. And one nearly caused a presidential divorce. Today, I'll take you through the 10 most expensive dresses ever sold at auction. But that's not all. I'll reveal who bought them, where they are now, and the hidden stories that never made the headlines. Stay until the end to find out which dress broke records, and which one triggered a political storm, all because of a song. Welcome to Gisela's's Style. If you love fashion, royalty, and iconic drama, hit subscribe. Each week, a new episode filled with history, luxury, and just a little scandal. Number 10. Marilyn Monroe's red showgirl dress. In 1953, Marilyn Monroe lit up the screen in Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, wearing a fiery red dress covered in sequins, with a plunging neckline, a front slit, and plenty of attitude. It was designed by William Travilla for just one scene, but it became a lasting symbol of Hollywood glamour. The dress was so tight, it's said that Marilyn had to be sewn into it before each take. She literally couldn't sit down without help. Decades later, the dress was auctioned off together with its original headpiece. And here's where it gets confusing. Some media outlets claimed it sold for $1.2 million. But official records show the real price was $250,000. Not bad, but far from a record. As for where it is now, no one really knows. After the auction, the dress disappeared from the public eye. Number 9. Grace Kelly's green Givenchy ensemble. In 1961, Grace Kelly, Princess of Monaco and former Hollywood star, visited the White House with Prince Rainier. They were welcomed by President John F. Kennedy and First Lady Jacqueline for a diplomatic luncheon that, unintentionally, made fashion history. For the occasion, Grace chose a design by Hubert de Givenchy. A green wool dress, short jacket, and matching belt, understated and elegant. As expected, the press quickly praised her look. Years later, Grace herself recalled that President Kennedy had asked if the outfit was Givenchy. She was surprised, and he replied that he was starting to recognize haute couture. Because, as he joked, fashion seems to be getting more attention than politics these days. Decades later, the ensemble was auctioned for $320,000, surpassing its original estimate. To this day, it remains the most valuable piece of clothing ever sold from Grace Kelly's wardrobe at public auction. However, the identity of the buyer has never been revealed. Number 8. Princess Diana's blue velvet dress. A dress, a princess, and a dance that made headlines around the world. It's not fiction. It was 1985, during a White House gala hosted by Ronald and Nancy Reagan. Diana arrived wearing a gown by Victor Edelstein, her trusted British designer. The dress was fitted, off the shoulder, with a full skirt and rich midnight blue velvet. Elegant, understated, but impossible to overlook. And it was more than just a look. According to the auction house, Diana had mentioned to Nancy Reagan that she had one special wish during her visit to the US: to dance with John Travolta. Nancy took note. Later that evening, Travolta was invited to approach the princess. He accepted, introduced himself, offered his hand, and they danced. For 20 minutes, the entire room watched. The scene became iconic, and from that moment on, the gown was known as the Travolta dress. Years later, Diana chose to auction off part of her wardrobe to raise money for charity. This dress was one of the selected pieces. It sold for $290,000. Then, in 2019, it was auctioned again, this time for $347,000. Today, the dress belongs to the British charity Historic Royal Palaces, and it's on display at Kensington Palace in London. Preserved as a piece of fashion history, with unforgettable presence. Would you have picked Travolta for that dance too? Tell me in the comments. Number 7. Emerald green dress, river of no return. In 1954, Marilyn Monroe played a saloon singer in River of No Return, wearing a dazzling emerald green gown with a sweetheart neckline, gold accents, and a silhouette that left audiences breathless. Decades later, the dress went to auction. But not in Hollywood, in China. The final price? $504,000. A high figure, though it didn't break any records. In fact, for years there was a rumor that it had sold for $4.6 million. But that's pure myth. The official price was just over $500,000. No more. What is true, however, is that the dress was missing for years. It was long believed to be in the hands of a private collector in Europe. But in the end, it resurfaced among other legendary Hollywood memorabilia, alongside items linked to Elvis, John Lennon, and Charlie Chaplin. A true cocktail of legends. Number 6. Little black dress from Breakfast at Tiffany's, Audrey Hepburn. Few garments in film history have achieved such status. Icon, symbol, and myth like the dress worn by Audrey Hepburn in Breakfast at Tiffany's, 1961, designed by Givenchy. Minimalist, elegant, with no unnecessary details. Its simple silhouette perfectly contrasted with Audrey's signature sophistication, long gloves, high bun, dark sunglasses, and a coffee cup in hand as she gazed into Tiffany's storefront. An image forever etched in cinematic history and pop culture. Decades later, in 2006, the original dress was auctioned by Christie's in London. Final price, $923,000. A record-breaking sale for a piece of film wardrobe. The buyer? An anonymous bidder who made the purchase over the phone, never revealing their identity. And today, no one knows for sure. It's said to be kept under lock and key. Some collectors believe it rests inside a luxury closet somewhere in Dubai. A private treasure of film and fashion history. What do you think? Was the price worth it? How much would you pay for this dress? Let me know in the comments. Number 5. Princess Diana's gala dress. Some dresses go unnoticed. This was one of them. Designed by Jacques Azagari, this gown combined the best of the 1980s, a fitted black velvet bodice, structured sleeves, and an electric blue organza ballerina-style skirt, finished with a dramatic bow. Diana wore it for the first time in Florence, Italy, during an official visit in 1985. A year later, she wore it again in Vancouver, at a gala event with the city's symphony orchestra. That ballerina-style skirt wasn't a coincidence. Diana adored ballet, and this dress was created with her love for dance in mind. Decades later, the dress returned to the spotlight. In 2023, it was auctioned by Julien's Auctions for an astonishing $1,148,000. Yes, over $1 million. It became the most expensive Diana dress ever sold at public auction. What's even more surprising? Its original estimate was just $100,000. But with Diana, prices always seem to multiply. The buyer chose to remain anonymous, and to this day, the dress has not been publicly displayed. Number 4. Dorothy's blue dress from The Wizard of Oz. In 1939, Judy Garland, Liza Minnelli's mother, wore this iconic blue and white gingham dress to play Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz. With its cinched waist, white collar, and flowing skirt, it captured the magic of a timeless fantasy. Decades later, that very same dress went up for auction. And we're not talking about a replica, this was one of the original screen-worn versions. The final price? $1.565 million. A figure that made it one of the most valuable pieces of film costume ever sold. But the most curious part? The dress had been missing for decades. It was lost among boxes, passed from hand to hand, buried in forgotten archives. Until one day, it resurfaced inside a bag at a university in Washington. From there, it went straight to auction. Over $1 million, once tucked away and nearly forgotten. Since then, the dress has not been publicly displayed. Number 3. The ascot dress from My Fair Lady, Audrey Hepburn. A white dress with black stripes, lace, a massive hat, and feathers. Yes, we're talking about the legendary ascot dress worn in My Fair Lady, 1964. It was designed by Cecil Beaton, an absolute icon of costume design in film history. But this wasn't just any dress. It was theatrical, refined, and most of all, unforgettable thanks to Audrey Hepburn. Years later, in 2011, the dress along with the original hat went to auction. The final price, $3.7 million, although some records suggest that with fees, the total approached $4.5 million. One of the most expensive movie dresses ever sold. And where is this dress now? Most likely in the hands of a passionate fan of the film, or of Audrey herself. Number 2. The white subway grate dress, Marilyn Monroe. If you know who Marilyn Monroe is, you've definitely seen this dress. In 1955, Marilyn filmed the most iconic scene of her career, standing over a New York subway grate, her white dress billowing in slow motion. The film was The 7-Year Itch, and the dress was designed by William Travilla, her go-to designer. White, pleated, halter neckline, cinched waist. Simple, yet completely unforgettable. Years later, in 2011, the original dress went to auction. It came from the private collection of Debbie Reynolds, who had preserved it as a cinematic treasure. The price? $4.6 million, and with auction fees, the total soared past $5.5 million. A record-breaking number at the time. No film dress had ever reached that level before. Why did it sell for so much? Because it became a symbol of sensuality, of Hollywood, of a moment that echoed around the world. The scene was filmed on a real street, in front of a live crowd, including Marilyn's husband, Joe DiMaggio. According to witnesses, he was furious at the commotion and attention. Some say it was one of many tensions that led to their eventual separation. True or not, it's part of the myth. And now I ask you, if you had a red carpet moment, which of these legendary dresses would you wear? Tell me in the comments. Number 1. Happy Birthday, Mr. President. A dress that looked like it was painted onto her skin. On May 19, 1962, Marilyn Monroe appeared at Madison Square Garden to sing Happy Birthday to President John F. Kennedy. The song lasted only seconds, but that moment became legend. And the dress? A nude-toned, curve-hugging creation, hand-embroidered with over 2,500 crystals. It was so tight, it had to be literally sewn onto her body. She wore no underwear. She couldn't. It was skin and sparkle, as she herself once described it. But the dress wasn't what shocked the world, it was the context. Rumors of a secret affair between Marilyn and the president had swirled for years. And that night, for many, felt like confirmation. The media went wild. And the dress officially became the most provocative gown of the 20th century. Decades later, in 2016, this one-of-a-kind piece was auctioned for $4.8 million. It was purchased by Ripley's Believe It or Not, officially becoming the most expensive dress ever sold at auction. Where is it now? Safely locked away as a priceless relic in Ripley's private collection. Occasionally loaned for exhibitions, always under the strictest security. From princesses to Hollywood legends, each of these dresses holds a secret, a scandal, or a price tag that takes your breath away. But what if I told you, there's a wedding dress that cost more than a castle? Click here to find out. And remember, if you love fashion, history, and the untold secrets of royalty, subscribe to Gisela's's Style. Like this video. Turn on notifications, so you never miss a new episode of Timeless Glamour. See you at the next Parade of Legends.